Okay, so I'm going to be doing a little something different. I'm going to be talking about books that I've been reading lately, and some of them I've already reviewed, and some of them I might review in the future. I'm not sure. I'm just going to give a quick little rundown and recommend some stuff for you guys. So I'm going to start off with corrections. I just finished this. I just did a review of it. Fantastic novel. One of the best I've read in a long time. And I think one of the best novels of the century so far. And if you think that's hyped, you should read the reviews it got, which there are several here. Also, right now I'm reading A Wizard of Earthsea. I'm going to review this soon. I'm almost done with it, and it'll probably most likely be my next review. I'll go much further into that when I actually do the review, but suffice it to say it's fantastic, and I can see why it's a beloved fantasy classic, and I can also see influences on J.K. Rowling in writing Harry Potter. There's some ideas that I think have influenced her in that regard. Also on the table, I've been reading Will You Please Be Quiet, Please, by Raymond Carver. I've read this before. I've reread a few stories out of it just to kind of get my Carver fix. Carver's one of my favorite writers, so I try to read him fairly regularly. I did a review over another one of his books a while back called What We Talk About When We Talk About Love. If you haven't watched that video, please watch it. Everything I said about that book could be applied to this one. Carver had a very distinctive writing style, and he had very distinctive themes that run through all of his work, and some of these stories I feel like are very autobiographical. Definitely worth reading. Okay, also I have 100 Love Sonnets by Pablo Neruda, the famous South American Spanish poet. For those who like poetry, I highly recommend this. For those who like romantic poetry, definitely recommend this. Neruda is a master poet. He's one of the best, and I'm actually a big fan of poetry, even though I haven't talked about it much on my series. I plan on doing some books of poetry in the future, but yes, this is the one I've been reading lately. Also up, we have the graphic novel Chew. This is the first one, called Taster's Choice. I didn't read the whole thing. I actually just, as shallow as it sounds, I can't get past the art style. The story is interesting. It's about a guy who can taste something and automatically know where it came from and where the where fruit grew. Or so he's a cop. He tastes blood to see who killed people. It's really morbid and interesting. I just don't like the art style, so I couldn't get into it. And finally, right now, I'm also concurrently reading The Fortress of Solitude by Jonathan Lethem. I might do a review of this, I'm not sure. It's also really good. I just started it, so I don't know if it's as good as the corrections, but it's definitely... It's definitely really good. I like Lethem. I've read some nonfiction by him. So this is a really good introduction to his fiction. It's the first fictional piece I read by him, and I'm really digging it. It's a very interesting story. And he's kind of like Frenzen. He knows how to write details and write characters that feel very real. They remind me a lot of my own childhood and my own past nostalgic memories. And they're very... very vivid prose that he writes. So anyways, those are the books that I've been reading lately. Some of them I'm still reading, and some of them I may do reviews on. And the next one I should do, unless something comes up, will be Earthsea. So anyway, that's just my little video about what I've been reading. So that's it, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.